3v3 Nomad. Let's go. So we have some really solid players here. Some of them I'm familiar with. Other players I am not. But this is Finland against Poland. And we have a very weird map generation, too. We've got, like, this little bay, a little inlet here on this side. So we got players that you probably know if you've been around for years from Finland. We've got the Max. Doesn't play 1v1 anymore, but he does play some team games from time to time. One of my favorite players of all time. One's in chat if you agree. He's a legend, and he is directly next to someone from Poland. So, yeah, Max is playing as the Vietnamese. And we'll get to his positioning in a second. He is teamed with Veleza. Veleza still does play 1v1s. Beast. He would be considered the best player in Finland these days. And they're teamed with Ryu. Ryu's also a Finnish player, to my knowledge. I did not know he was 2K1. I've seen him around. I don't know as much about this player, okay? But everyone's 2K plus basically on Finland. For Poland, there's two players who are really good from Poland. Jack is one of them. Been around for many years. He's 2,400. And then the other player, Gemjack, is not in this game, but he'd probably be... Well, actually, no. You got Jack, you have Gemjack. They're behind Barrels. I keep forgetting about Barrels. But yeah, in this game, we've got Jack playing Lithuanians right next to Max. So good luck. There's not a lot of space for him to move. So he might be screwed. We have Zestosi, who plays a lot of team games. I see him pretty active. And then I don't know anything about Red. But according to this, Red is 1,400 elo. So I would say big advantage to Finland in terms of individual talent, but you'd be surprised. Players who coordinate well and play a lot of team games, they can do a pretty good job if they have the team game experience. Because a lot of the time on team game, it's like, how does your strategy gel with your teammates' strategies? So if you just play with a bunch of randoms, then individual skill matters a lot. But if you're actually teaming with people and forming a game plan, I think being far away from everyone could be good for Red, and Red will probably be told the right things to do. Okay, dock position. So Veleza's docked in a pretty rough spot. There's not a ton of fish long-term here. So there's Veleza's dock. In this area, and this has been spotted as well by Teal, there's a dock from, well, someone in chat's telling me to say Crash. So I guess I'll take their word for it. That's how I'm supposed to say this. That doesn't look like Crash at all to me, but I guess maybe in Polish that works. The other docks are all really close together on the outside, though. We got Ryu. Ryu's playing as the Cumans. We've then got Jack. Jack is the Lithuanians. We then got Max, Vietnamese. So it's like kind of every other. And then we have Zestosi. So we have Poland dock, Finnish dock, Poland dock, Finnish dock. And then the other two are docked over here. Also, Max is Vietnamese. So Max will be able to relay to the team where everyone's TCs are. So Zestosi being here. Turks is a big one too, because Turks are always going to want to go castle drop. I would expect Zestosi to try that. Absolute Divine asking about Rubenstock, or saying they miss Rubenstock. Rubenstock's been playing a lot as well recently. I will have some YouTube videos with Rubenstock. Rubenstock came back and went no mercy mode and has been town center dropping people. So I'm kind of bummed we don't have him playing right now for us, because I would love to cast him. But Rubenstock, I mean, he's played team games. He goes Persian flank, and he just town center drops everyone and creates chaos so his team can get a lead. And then also 1v1s as well. So, guys, how's the audio today? Good? I upped the game sounds more than I've usually had it. I'll listen to the VOD later. I think it should be pretty solid. Can we maybe put the flags up? Sure, we could put the flags up. I'm not going to say no to that. We'll add some flags. Especially because they're pretty nice flags. The Finnish flag is one of my favorites. Here we go. We'll get the Poland flag. See, I don't know if for 100% certainty that Crash is also Polish, but I believe so. The chickens are loud. I can make the chickens quiet if you'd like. I can turn them down. I thought I had the critter sound already turned down because of the chickens. So I don't know if chat is trolling because of chicken nothing or if you guys are being real with me there. It's kind of weird how there's collectible chickens which can turn your color and then chickens that don't turn your color and they look the same. Like there's no, with the other animals in the game, there's no equivalent, right? It's not like you have sheep that are like Gaia sheep that don't turn to your color. Or deer, for example. But I guess if you use your brain, you can figure it out. Yeah, I kind of thought that Veleza might go to stone as well. Berbers might want camel archers here. That's the fun thing about Nomad is you have a lot of castle drops. And we do have Max on the way up, which normally indicates he's going to go water. Is Max on golds? Max is on this gold. And Max's Vil is building a second dock. Yeah, so Max is doing the right thing here because there's 2 other players close by. This essentially protects your own fish and then kills 2 others' fishing ships. I guess it also would protect Ryu's fishing ships too. We do have Crash on the way up. We do have Jack on the way up. I think Jack is going to try and play water for the team as well. And then maybe that's the same for Red. Okay, so Red's also going to go water. So they're going to have 2 people go water. And then they're going to have Purple go castle drop would be my guess here. Or at least like fast aggression. Also, Purple doesn't have any clue that all of this is walled by Teal. Which is pretty crazy. He's also bringing in a boar from a long distance away with no loom. Bifrost says I raised chickens. Can confirm they are obnoxiously noisy. Okay, good to know. So I don't know if the devs are going to do anything about the chickens constantly making noise. But I have had some communication with them after the chicken nothing that at the very least they're aware. I mean, I don't think they should make changes to the game based on chicken nothing. But like compared to other animals, chickens are definitely balking a lot. Like it's not like the sheep are going bah all the freaking time, man. If there's chickens on the map though, they won't stop. It's weird though. We weren't used to chickens. Chickens are new, so how much of it is just because it's a new sound in my ears that I haven't been hearing for 10 plus years? Strife's geese are the worst. I actually, if there's an animal I have an issue with beyond the chickens, it's llamas. Because the noise is just not pretty on the ears. It's like a screech. I've never gone to YouTube and looked up llama noises though, so I don't know if that's accurate. What about the penguins? Oh, okay, well the penguins, don't get me started on penguins. Penguins are on a completely different category, all right? Galleys are down here from Max. Sorry, I got sidetracked by animals. And we got fires from Jack on Ryu's fish. That kind of sucks for Teal. Max couldn't save his fish, essentially. But it looks like Jack already lost his fish. Man, I was rambling. Probably should have shown you that. We have galleys now from Crash, though. And Veleza's going to lose some fish. Veleza's starting area wasn't really good. There's not a lot of fish to expand to. So that's not what Veleza wanted at all. I still think he's kind of going fast castle, though. This should be good for Poland in some ways, because they're kidding Veleza's fish. They've already taken out Ryu's fish. The key still is going to be the castle times and the castle drops. And Purple really needs to outpost here. Okay, actually, 2 outposts right there. That's a good castle spot. Now, what these walls do for Teal is it prevents the castles from being on the face and on the TC. So if that were to come on the Max's TC or onto Teal's TC, that'd be game ending. These walls are very solid. Teal actually just slowly walling a whole map. Max's galleys haven't won water yet, but it looks like with good micro it should, because there's a lot of weak fires in here. Grey Jedi says, my dad played the game for the first time in a year and was like, why are these chickens so loud? So I think it's a fairly common complaint. Ah, interesting. Okay. Your dad knows what's up. Also, that's pretty cool. I wish my dad played. My dad's not a gamer. I don't think he's ever played a video game beyond, like, maybe, I don't know, like Super Nintendo? Mario or something? Maybe he gamed a lot, you know, when I was, like, younger, but it wouldn't have been computer game. Actually, he played a lot of Minesweeper and the classic pinball, 3D pinball, if that counts as gaming. Solitaire, does that count? That could count. Okay, purple's up. Purple thinking about the castle. Yeah, what was it called? Space Cadet Pinball? I think it was 3D Pinball Space Cadet. Oh, Tree Hop! Yo, let's go! Purple, you're a legend! You never wall using a tree, guys. You never wall using a tree. Teal walled the whole map. Walled using a tree, and an individual tree you could chop, you could build over, and now that castle is going on his face. Oh, this is brutal for Teal. I'm really happy this is happening because Finland is the favorite here. And they have the population lead right now. Poland needed something, and they needed it to be strong. Archer's here for Max. It's crazy to me that he's played so well on water. He did lose his fish. But still, he's played so well on water, and he's gone archers. So Jack is in a really rough spot. And Jack is the #1 player for Poland in this game. But I think Veleza can just castle drop. Is he on stone still? Yeah, he is. Veleza should just castle drop Jack now. Right? Because Jack can't defend himself. So that would feel like the logical play. The only player who's not going to be getting a lot of damage is Red, who's the lower elo player. So Red could maybe be in a position to carry. There's zero pressure over here. Meanwhile, lots of pressure on Teal. Look at this from Veleza, though. I think it's just Veleza being like, come on, dude. I'm sneakier than you. Red has no clue the fish are over there. Completely lost track. And Veleza is not going to lose out on that eco. Castle Age comes in for Veleza. I think his plan is to retake water. And Purple's here with the Janissaries now. Teal is in a rough spot. Especially because this TC should be rangeable by the castle. And most of the gold is as well. Here comes the Janissaries now. Max is over here. Max is still focused on surrounding yellow with archers and towers. Max loses those vills, isn't aware. He might still be just looking around on water. And there's the castle from Veleza. Now, that's a very Veleza castle. I don't actually like it. I don't know why we're not castle dropping it on yellow. Maybe, technically, purple could have come over to help, I guess. Maybe that's why. I'm surprised. I thought that castle would be right here and Jack would be screwed. I mean, Jack seems pretty screwed. Jack has 0 on food and no space to move around. But could have been worse. And Teal trying to expand even just for a wood line right now. Dropping a tower in a panic. Tower will go up. Purple's about to run through as well. Man, if purple and red can just boom... I mean, purple needs to be aggressive. But if red can just boom and drop town centers... I really think Poland have a chance. Look at how messy this is. Everything's in the same spot except for red. So, I don't... Like, 1,400 Eloers in chat, rise up. Root for your people. Root for your king. But it's pretty close here. 140 pop for each team. Teal's in a horrible position. Teal offers so little to the team now. Just because that castle went up there. If that castle's up behind, Teal would have had time to figure things out. Is this another castle? No. I think Teal's just rushing down the tower with the vills. Or, not Teal, sorry, Purple. Purple doesn't have the stone for another castle yet. And you need to take the tower down, and you don't want to wait for siege. That's fine. The only way this isn't fine is if this mangonel gets crazy damage for Teal. But it shouldn't, because mangonels get destroyed by gunpowder. Yep. There are camel archers here, though, from Veleza. And long-term, camel archers could be a really good option. And Purple says, I don't care. I'm sending it. I'm sending it. Let's go. That's so sick. No hesitation. That's what you need. Because Jack is... I don't know what Jack's saying in the voice chat right now, but it's not good things. Jack's in a bad spot. So purple and red need to pick it up. That tower, though, with the camel archers, I guess enough for purple to back away. Teal's at 27 pop, though. Like, Teal's basically out of the game. 1 TC, nowhere to run. These vills need stone and wood for a new TC. And I think it's fine now for you to turn this into a bit of a boom and adapt game. Max isn't in Castle Age yet. Max is in this tower war against Jack. Actually, they're going to need to save Jack. Oof. Nice shot from Teal to at least pressure Jack. Another TC from purple. Good farming eco. Yellow. 11 fishing ships still. So able to still fish. Max's galleys. I guess Max is going to fish too. Max's galleys are just protecting his fish. I don't think he's expecting Jack to come back on water. Let's be honest. They're both so fully focused on the tower rush that they're kind of forgetting about the water. I mean, again, I think this game is kind of over if Veleza just simply placed the castle here before. Jack would be defeated. This is still bad for Jack now. But it's made it a bit of a game here. Camel Archer mobility is strong. The fact they're affected by ballistics is strong, but they don't have the range of the Janissaries. So the range of the Janissaries is kind of key here. 4 TC for red. Soon to have the eco lead. Chat, did anyone here watch the 3v3 Nomad tournament that Dave, Dash, and Bullet and I played? I was streaming on Facebook. It was a 3v3 tournament. We signed up thinking we'd be in like the mid-rank group. We were the lowest ranked group in the high elo group. So like most people we played were 2K plus. There was me who's 2K plus, Dave, Bullet, Dash. And anyways, we told Dash, we were like, listen, dude, because Dash was what at the time? 1300? I don't know what he is now. We gave him Berbers. We just said, dude, castle drop and YOLO. Just army, army, army. And we didn't win the series. No. We did win one series against a couple 2Ks, actually. That was sick. But we also won an insane game against Vietnam, which is crazy. I think we lost that series, though. It was fun. Good memories. Not easy games. Also, is this castle has to go up right now for Zisosi. It has to. I don't love the positioning. Man, it's like that's actually... Is that not horrible positioning? Why not place it on max? You got to place that castle on max. Oh, man. Now Jack is making transports. Where are they? Jack is making transports to escape. Oh, man. I mean, Red's really going to need to carry now. Jack is going to get defeated. The TC's gone. Transports are going to be on the way to survive and escape. Eventually, I don't know where they are. Really surprised by this castle. Like, you have the position here. Max is going to have big problems. Oh, and I think Max is looking on water, maybe. Chasing down yellow. Max doesn't realize his wood line's getting hit. Max! Getting kind of surrounded here. We have a castle up. And Kraz is going to go Ghoulems. You know, Elite Ghoulam would be a great choice against Camel Archer. Where are those Camel Archers for Veleza, by the way? There's 3 here? I have no clue. Capture Age, help? Oh, they're over here now. Looks like they killed 7 units. So yeah, he was in Red's base trying to harass Red, but Red's on the way to Imp. Jack. Trying to escape with a couple vills. Purple's here to help. Jack needs to transport. Okay, there's one of the transports. And get to where Red is right now. The fishing ships keep Jack in the game. They're not very efficient now, but they helped a lot. You have to bank on still having that. There's a lot that's happening, a lot to follow right now. But Max is not in a comfortable position. Teal is still not in a comfortable position. Teal did a really nice job at taking out Jack with the siege, because you could easily just forget to do that. Purple's had a key part of this game, but Red, the 1400 elo player, having to carry the team now in the Imperial Age. Also, Max is making a trade cog right now. And yeah, it's just reached the point now where the Camel Archers are stronger, where you can get Bloodlines, where you have Ballistics, where you have more HP. Oh, man, Camel Archer's getting even more damage. Veleza imping. This is kind of... I mean, it's obviously not a full-on 1v1, but it's kind of reaching that stage, though, where it's just who wins, the 1400 Elo player or the 2600 Elo player. Whatever Red commits to, Red has to commit hard. I actually don't hate Elite Golems because it's high Pierce Armor, great at killing Vills. You're a little more comfortable with Golems underneath Town Centers and Castles than you are Camels. But you could also go full Camel. I think it's doable here for Red, honestly. Also, everywhere I look, Purple's got another group of Janissaries raiding somebody, somewhere. But Purple's castle here will get trebbed. Purple will lose his entire base to Veleza if Red isn't here to save the day. Jack will be back eventually. Jack is... Well, Jack is basically back in Dark Age, but Jack is on the way to Castle Age saying that, so that's okay. Manageable, perhaps. Ooh, that's horrible. Oh, Veleza with the find. I can't help but feel like a key moment in this game is when Red didn't realize Veleza escaped. Something I haven't shown. Look at this. Veleza's an animal, dude. You remember he ran away with those fishing ships when he was losing water in the middle? Well, he's maintained control out there just with that one Vil building all those docks. And he's done everything else. So, had the fish, killed the fish. There's a signal now, I think, from Jack. He's basically saying, hey, they're out here. That's where Max is fishing. Max is genuinely trading on water. Like, I thought the first one was a misclick, but he continues to add them. We have trade cogs, guys. Who's he trading with? I assume Ryu's dock? I have no clue. It's 100 gold per trip. All right, Red. How good are your Golems? They need to be elite. Engaging before elite would be horrible. Berbers could struggle, but Mass Camel Archer with a meat shield could be strong. Here come the Golems now, probably to go for a raid. I would expect Elite Golem to come in. I think the Palisade for Teal will go down very quickly. I doubt Green can react in time. If Veleza sees that and builds a building there, that's crazy, because that's not his Palisade. Teal is busy, so Teal's not going to communicate that. Elite Golem on the way. Jack makes it to Castle. Veleza has 13 Camel Archers somewhere else. He's got 3 Castle stack here. Well, obviously take down Purple's Castle. Purple will lose everything there. The Golems will be in. 31 of the eco for Veleza is on water right now. That's his food eco. Everything else, probably on wood, gold, and stone. The Golems have 8 Pierce Armor. The Camel Archers right now are only doing 2 damage a hit. But the Castles are strong. That's a lot of Golems, though, for Red. Red's really pressuring here. If Red could also get some Golems into Max's eco over here, Finland are stuck, guys. Red, don't get baited like this, by the way. Take the Trebs at least. Well, I'm not going to be too critical. There's a lot for Red to manage at the moment. And the key is you just keep spamming. You never stop. You keep this open. Another Panic Castle for Veleza. Get some quick walls down. But I think the Golems can just run right through. Yeah, they can run right through. That castle won't go up. Veleza's kind of stuck at the moment. Over here, Camel Archers are still chasing the Janissaries. Nice shot from Purple. He's got a pretty nice boom, by the way. My stream apparently disconnected? Hold up. Are we back? I can't actually see my frames. I think we might be back. Twitch can't handle how good Red is right now. Twitch just can't handle it. Veleza can't handle it. Veleza's taking some significant losses. I think Poland can win this one. I mean, Jack will be back eventually. 3 TCs. That'll take a lot of time. But Golem was definitely the right call. They can't stop this. And if the Golems are backed up by some siege, that's the killer blow. Because these Golems are killing everything right now. This is Elite Camel Archer time, though. So now it's 12 damage per hit, which means it's getting to the point where the Camel Archers will actually kill the Golems off pretty easily. So 12 damage, 8 pierce armor, 4 damage per hit, and only 70 HP. I said 12 damage per hit. I meant, well, I explained it. But you can spread out the Golems, hit different spots. The Camel Archers all have the chase, and now you got to mass those Trebs. Trebs are in queue for red, and we have a forward castle. This is what I love about team games. It's also what I love about Nomad, is you kind of have your roles, right? Everyone's played their role in getting to this point. Now, red, you need 4 Trebs before you show them. Maybe you could show up with 1 because there's not a lot the opponent can do about it. But if you wait for 4, these castles will start to fall, and Velez has already got some big problems chasing these. Look at Max fortify wall this, so the units don't pass over here. That's pretty crazy. And now Teal, who we haven't talked about in a while, is dropping a castle here. Purple is an imp, though, to be able to help. So purple could maybe make some bombard cannons for that. 1 Treb, but more on the way for red. Red's pretty much fully popped. Velez at 22 Camel Archers now. Look how good the Camel Archers are now. Oh, man, this is why you need all the Trebs. This gives Velez the time to think about a couple bombard cannons to snipe the Trebs. You need them all here on castles right away. Finland are trading for gold on the outside. They do not have much gold available here because they don't have a lot of space. That's crazy. Will that win them this game? I mean, Max has 22 trade cogs right now. It feels like this castles will fall for Veleza. Jack's population is only going to get higher behind this. The reason that Poland don't have the score lead is because Jack is basically out of the game. And yeah, at this stage, red could always send resources to Jack. I think they probably see the trade cogs, or yeah, they could see the trade cogs. So Jack is going to come back on water. Jack is also dropping a castle here. That's huge. And Max building a sneaky TC with that Veil. That'll be denied. Another castle down for Veleza. Only 13 Camel Archers, guys. You need the castles to produce it. I think Finland are cooked. Look at the amount of space that Poland have. They've got like 70% of the land. And if the water doesn't matter anymore, then they're absolutely dead, right? Because they've got so much of their pop out there. I think Max is maybe realizing that the redocks are happening. I'm seeing Navy on the move, but he's not attacking there. Velez is getting wrecked. Also, elite Janissaries. Look at the hats. We love the hats. The bombard cannons are here as well. This is over. 6 Trebs. Castles will fall. Imp on the way for Max. He might not even make it to Imp. Imp is on the way for Teal. Teal hasn't been in the game for a while, but Teal's got up a nice pop, so Teal could consider, like, Paladin or something. But this gives a lot of time for red to realize that Golems might not even be needed anymore. You can switch into Camels yourself. Score lead now. I mean, pretty soon, Velez's pop is going to be below Jack's. And the trade cogs are dying. The fish will die. 1,400 Elo carrying the team. This is sick, dude. This is sick. Yeah, Velez is gone. Veleza can't run either because it's the Great Wall of Max over here. So Velez has got nothing. He's going to go Navy now. He just clicked shipwright. Damn. I love how Jack's still in Castle Age and coming back on water, by the way. So many people would wait for Imp, but this actually helps the team significantly right now, which is what they need. And he could still boom as well. These walls will fall pretty fast to the bombard cannons that have the 14 range from Zestosi. Jack is on the way to Imp. What's the army choice for Teal? I'm seeing stables now. I think the plan is certainly to go Cavalier, but it might be too little too late. Max is going water just simply to stabilize their trade, I guess. But you've got to deal with this right now. And they cannot. 75 Golems for red. I think red did already, but it might be worth deleting more Vils just to get more army. Then again, 80 army is pretty sick, especially when you have the 6 Trebs here. I love Finland's fight. Like, they just continue to wall further and further back onto this little peninsula. Oh, and there's stables here from Teal. Teal transported over here. Oh, shoot. Well, they can't let that happen. I think we'll see a wave of red units over here in a second. Red was just told about that, and yeah, you could see the rally point set that way. But they're through over here, guys. They're through. Max still hoping to win water so they can get gold income. Veleza. I don't even know where Veleza's vills are right now. Veleza's got 40 vills. I guess Veleza's over here? Like, if I were Veleza, I would have wanted to call it. I'm sure Max and Teal are like, just wait a second. Like, Teal's saying I'll have Cavalier. Yeah, Teal's doing some good things over here, getting some raids in. Denied that castle too. Max is like, I'm winning water. We've got trade set up. We're fine. I don't know about fine. Also, knowing Max, it's probably not quite as wordy as I am. It might not be saying anything at all. But how are they supposed to stop this? This is a deadly combo. Perfect coordination from red and purple as well. And the support from red here is just enough here to allow Jack to get the castle up. Jack doesn't have a lot of res, though, to make army. So that could still be an issue, but does have castles, can maybe make some Latis. The key right now for purple and red is that they don't stop this push. As long as they don't stop this push, the end will be... The end is near. Like, there's not a lot left here for Teal in terms of space. Teal's got all 100 eco over here, except for the villas that built these stables. Golems aren't the best against Cav, but still. It should be enough. 80 Golem in queue for red. What a game. I thought they were kind of cooked because, I mean, Jack had to transport away, guys. A lot of players get to the point where they have to build a transport and they just quit. They're out. But purple did a great job and red boomed. Kind of what you want. You always want that one player in that free position. Water update, by the way. It still feels like Jack is trying to come back there. He doesn't have enough to fully win water yet, though. And Max has galleons, so Max does have that. But Teal's dead. Teal cannot make army anymore. Teal 85 eco. Guys, Finland play a ton of team games. They basically never lose. They very rarely lose. They sit in queue for 7 minutes because there's no one at their rating. And then they win and they repeat. That's Max, Veleza, and the Finnish squad when they play team games. So they really do not want to accept that this is over. But this is over, dude. This push just started and never stopped. Never freaking stopped. More walls! Max, what are we protecting? You're protecting the stone, bro? I mean, respect the fight, I guess. Like, where are we even transporting to? You're not going to have land. Where can you go? Where can you go with that transport right now that's actually safe? There's literally nowhere to go. Like, where are we headed? There's not a single area of land that Poland does not see right now. Poland, well, sorry, there's this area. I guess there's this area. And there they go. I'm shocked. I'm shocked they haven't resigned yet. Oh, we got a castle. Let's go. Max is back, baby. I mean, in normal team games that aren't Nomad, the team that has the trade first and holds onto the trade has a lot of value. They do have that. They do have the Navy to protect it. But they're not going to have access to resources. The funny thing is, though, is purple and red can't get over here because the army's got to go all the way around, which will take forever. So actually, they might have a chance. Red might actually have to delete these golems. Red might have to delete 60 army to get army over here right now. Is this winnable? If there was a crossing here, which I think maybe the game tried to do, but it just didn't spawn correctly. If there's a crossing here, it's obviously over. The army just goes right here. Also, Teal is 0 villagers. That's bad. So Teal has 0 villagers. Teal also does not have a town center. And the only eco Teal has is the fishing ships, is also adding trade. Well, Max should have tried to save one of Teal's vills in there. But, yeah. Okay. I mean, if Jack starts to lose ground here, then maybe Finland can do it. But Jack has 4k gold, and Jack has 5 castles to produce Latis. And I think Jack could just kill this off on his own. The other army's going to come over here. Teal is basically spamming Hussars to not be defeated at this point. Can Finland still have the trait? And Teal says, I don't have any villagers anymore. 11. Wow, so they haven't been on voice chat this whole time? They just don't... I'm sure maybe Max and Veleza are. I don't know. Maybe they are all on voice, but Teal doesn't have a mic. Here comes the army all the way back. I like how Max and Veleza do not respond. They're so focused. They're finished T90. Of course they aren't on voice. I thought they would still be on voice. I just thought they wouldn't talk as much, you know? Oh, God. Let's go, Jack. Let's go. Let's go. Convert. No, he didn't have Sanctity. Almost converted the cannon galleons. Max getting devotion now, just in case that happens again. Jack is getting a lot of upgrades he didn't have before, though. Like, these Latis could have been way stronger this whole time. Max has so little control here. Where is all that army, by the way? The blob of Janissaries. Okay, the blob is here now. And the GG is called. Woo! Well, that was the game, guys. I came into this, and I looked at the elo, and I just said, well, this is probably going to be a Finland win. But it'll be fun anyways. And then it was fun, and I still thought Finland was going to win. But then freaking Crash had the free boom over here. The job was simplified compared to everyone else. If you look at everyone else's gameplay in the Dark Age, Feudal Age, and Castle Age, they had a lot more to do. Red had an opportunity to carry the team and took it. And, I mean, that's got to be one of the more satisfying games there for Red. Crazy gameplay, great job pushing Veleza initially in Imp. That was probably the hardest of it all. And then getting the Trebs. I do want to say, though, anytime in a team game, now people who are top score at the end, they always want to take all the credit. But especially a Nomad, there's setup play. And Jack did a crazy good job staying alive with what he could. When he was fighting against Max, he was getting Mangonel pushed. He had Camel Archers on him as well. Jack was basically in Feudal against Archers, Towers, Mangonels, and Camel Archers. Still got back into the game. How? And then Purple's Janissaries, Purple's Tree Hop to get the castle on the Teal in the first place was stellar. The pressure then on Max, obviously competing with Veleza, and then also getting the good eco to back up all that pressure was also really well played. Chat's pointing out something that I mentioned like way earlier. I do think the safe castle from Veleza is kind of where things maybe went wrong for them. They had one of their players' castle dropped. This was going to be tough for Teal. Max had army. He had archers surrounding Jack, right? I would have loved to see Veleza just bring the vills. It's not that far. You drop the castle here. Jack dies way faster. Jack is not competitive. And there, Jack wasn't even on water yet. Or, sorry, he was on water. But, like, he wasn't in a position where he could transport as easily as he was later on. So I think if you look at one thing that could have been different there for Finland, it's probably that castle. But even still, the game was really good. But yeah, Red's like, it was you want that in a Nomad game. You want to be far away. You want to have space, and you want things to be. You always want the free boom player. If I were to describe what you want in Nomad, you want one player to go water, you want one player to castle drop, and you want the other player to full boom. And that's not exactly what ended up happening here. Obviously, things got more chaotic than that, but they did at least have the castle drop. They did at least have the full boom. So well played there, Poland team. So guys, if you're 1400 elo, stop resigning when you get into a game against people who are 2K plus. That's right. I'm talking to you, people who do that. People have done that. I have waited in queue for 7 minutes to finally get a team game at like midnight. And then people see the names on the other side and they just resign. Why? Why you do that? Purple 2-1 KD. Red, really solid KD as well, considering Ryu, a struggle. Humans kind of suck on Nomad, but the wall, man. That wall needed to be perfect, and then maybe things could have been different. Look at Jack. Almost past Teal's eco count as well. When he had to relocate across the whole map. Everyone was so good there for Poland. GG.